this video is talking about the 3 things I hate about the brand new GR Supra. And we're gonna get to those, but as always, we're gonna start off with the positive things, the good things about this car that make it enjoyable and fun. Now, I have written down a list because I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to give you actual good advice about this car that I've now had for the entire day. By the way, if you haven't seen my friend's reactions to this car, go watch that video. What the? Bro, this thing moves. Then come back and watch this video. But without further ado, let's jump in. The first thing that I love about this new Supra is the fact that it's a cut price BMW. There is no beating around the bush. You pop the hood, watch this, come with me. Not to mention the BMW door chime, the BMW double tap, but you pop this, and sure it says Toyota, but then you look slightly to the left and you see a BMW badge right there. And that's just one of the many, many BMW badges that live under here. So let's not beat around the bush. This thing is a BMW with a Toyota badge, but that is one of the best things about it. It means you get a cut price BMW. You get German engineering and luxury and performance for the price of a Toyota. Now granted, the MSRP on this is a little expensive, but we'll gloss over that and we'll close this for a minute. Solid German. Which leads me to the second point. This thing is fast yet reliable. Now because it is a cut price BMW, this thing is quick. How quick? Well, check this clip right here. This car is quick, it's tunable, and it has a high potential for tuning capabilities. People do crazy stuff. This thing has a downpipe and a tune and it sounds nuts, but people go a lot further with this car. And lastly, the thing looks great. It's a fantastic looking car, there is no denying it. The Supra looks great. This is what the new Supra looks like, inside and out, in 3, 2, 1. So now we've talked about the good things about the brand new Supra. Let's talk about the bad. Now, the first bad thing about this car is it is ridiculously impractical. Now, no one bought this car to replace their SUV, but I am a 6'4" Australian, yet I do not fit in this car. Now, I know that's kind of like saying, well, what did you expect, Andy? You're not the smallest guy in the world, but look at this. Check out what I mean. You get in, and instantly, it's a tight fit. Headroom is questionable, let's just say. The headroom isn't the most fantastic thing in here. Everything's a little bit tight. The passenger side is the same, and that's great because it gives you those driving dynamics that make this car so fantastic. Now, if you're trying to have sex in this car, don't buy this. Go look at my list of cars that I think you should have. I didn't make a video like that, what am I saying? But the impracticalities lead to everywhere else, including the back, which, truthfully, I don't really know how to open. So, this is embarrassing, but there's a little button or some fucking shit somewhere in the key. Bang. Like, look at that! Now granted, the kind of cool thing about this is you remove the parcel shelf. I'm not gonna do that, that's work. I'm here to just give you the facts. And you can put stuff in here, but for such an enormous rear end to have such a tiny little hole, that's kind of impractical. It's a bit useless, so it's not the most practical car in the world. But then again, you didn't buy that for this car, but that is one thing that I just thoroughly dislike about this car. I mean, there are other options out there in the market that are a little bit more practical than this here Supra. The second thing that I do not like about this car, actually, in fact, the second thing I'm gonna go on and say I hate about this car is the fact of how cheap this car is. Toyota built these cars to a budget. They really do. Everything that can be plastic is plastic. That's fake. That's fake. This huge door slit, completely fake. This back here, all fake. Even the diffuser's fake. It looks great, but it does not provide aero. So the entire car is styled beautifully, but it's cheap plastic. It's cutting corners. It's one thing that I do not like about this car. In fact, I hate that on this car. That's cheap plastic, guys. That's nasty plastic, and that extends to the interior. BMW give you nice carbon fiber. Toyota then adds to that with shitty plastics. They cut corners and they made this car feel cheap. Feels like a Toyota. What's the difference between this and a Camry? Well, truthfully, it's just the performance, because the interior, it's the same shit. Obviously, Toyota does that on purpose. They pass the savings onto you. But this is actually the premium Supra. This is the 2020 premium edition. So you get nicer seats, better speakers, stuff like that. But you can still feel that it's really cheap in here. And that is one thing that I just do not like. I don't want to spend a shit ton of money on a car to then have it be, you know, cheapish. You bring a girl in here, she's like, Which actually leads you to my third point. This car, top G moment. This car isn't sexy. It is, but it isn't. You pull up, you know, on a date. Oh, what car do you drive? Toyota. Instantly panties dry. Like, they're not gonna get wet over a Toyota Supra. You and your fanboy buddies will, because you'll sit around, you'll geek out about the stats and the numbers. But it is not a sexy car. Shut up. That's just one of my hoes. many hoes. This isn't a sexy car. I mean, you pull up in it and it's a tight fit and it's a compromise and it's loud and it makes bang pop noises and she just thinks you're a 9-year-old child.
Copyright.
Copyright. They don't need any more money. But they just think you're a 9-year-old child pulling up in this car. Like, if you roll in a 3 Series, it's a lot more respectable than pulling up in a Supra. And that's just the unfortunate truth about it. This is not a sexy car. So now that you've heard the pros and the cons of the brand new Supra, we're gonna take it out on the road and see how it drives. Because ultimately, you guys wanna come along with me on the journey, see what the driving experience is like, because at the end of the day, you don't buy this car because it's sexy, you don't buy this car because it's luxurious, you buy this car because it drives well. So now we're gonna jump in, take you guys for a spin, and you get to see and hear how this thing drives. Let's go. You know, start her up. This thing, straight off the bat, it's fantastic to drive. Like, it's tight in here, you got pops, like, not to mention this one is tuned slightly. I'll put the window down, you'll get a little hear of that. You know, ready? It sounds fantastic. When you step on it, it's furiously fast. Like, there's no denying how quick this thing is. But it really goes to show that Toyota spent all of their chips. I'm gonna take it out of sport mode. I can't even hear myself think. It really goes to show that Toyota spent all of their chips and all of their effort in making a car drive well. It drives fantastic. It's heavily weighted steering. All I can tell you is you got a view like that, right? You have an amazing view. A road like this, you chuck it in sport mode, you downshift, and you're instantly doing 3 times the speed of sound and you'll go to jail. So I mean, for the time that you have the car, it's fantastic to drive. Just know that if you buy a Supra, you will get arrested and you will go to jail because it's ridiculously quick. That was never this car's issue. The issue with this car is you drive this car, you will not get laid because it is a Toyota at the end of the day. You tell a girl, what am I driving? You pull up in this, it's a Toyota. All of your friends are gonna geek out about the tech numbers and the specs and oh my God, it's got... A girl doesn't want to hear that. She wants to hear the 3-letter word BMW, or she wants to hear Mercedes or something, because it's like, for the same price as this, you could go get, you know, a regular 3 Series, like Adam's 3 Series, and she'd much rather cruise around in something like that. Something like this is just going to impress your guy friends, and that's the sad truth of it. It looks great, it drives great, but it's not a chick magnet, I'm not going to lie to you. In the same way that I bought a motorcycle, and I'm going to confess this to you, I bought a motorcycle thinking this will get girls. It just got me dudes. Same with this car. That's just how it is. Anyway, that is my review of the 2020 GR Supra. What do you guys think of the Supra? Let me know in the comments below. Do you love this car? Do you hate this car? What are your impressions of it? Personally, I think it's a great driver's car, but it is super cheap. They cheaped out on a lot of stuff. I'm not a fan of that. So personally, it's not for me. I want something that is expensive because it's premium, not expensive because it drives well, and that's just me. You might be different. That's why I like Mercedes, because they're luxurious. Speaking of Mercedes, Nico just got here, and so I'm gonna have to head out. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to... If you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video where I will be handing back the keys to this Supra, sadly. Goodbye.